So all I'm doing today is I'm just going to build this mouse trap that I've had in mind for a long time. I've never seen it done before. Be interesting to see how it turns out. And I'm going to call this mouse trap my Larry inspired mouse trap. Basically the premise is that I'm just stripping this bark right now. I'm going to use these bark strips to line a hole in the ground, and then I'm going to put a roller on it, and when the mouse walks out, hit the roller, it should fall to the bottom. It's just like when you see people use an axle with a bucket to catch mice and drown them. I'm going to do it without the water and in a bushcraft fashion, because if I can do it and make it work here, I can make it work anywhere. And you know what? If it works, I would just dig a hole, put this trap right in the corner of my shelter, and any mice that are in there are going to be attracted to the bait that I put out, and they're going to go into the trap, and I can harvest them whenever I'm ready. So it'll be interesting to see how this trap turns out. There's my rock. Okay. Put a couple pieces of gravel down there just to fill the gaps up, like that. By using this gravel, like this, around the bottom where the animal is going to be stuck, it can't chew through. So it can't chew down through the ground or into the ground and dig, because those rocks are there. And then right there I've got the gravel lining the couple of bottom inches of the actual bark. Can't chew through and come back up. So I'll just secure this in place with some of this clay here. Okay, so that's basically the setup right there. I've got the tunnel in place, as you can see right there. I've got the sod around the actual canister, and I've got this area open. So what I plan will happen was the mice will come through this tunnel, come down the tunnel. They're the only ones that can fit in there, hopefully. Investigate the bait station here, the roller, try to get at that bait that I've embedded again, and then fall down into the canister. So that's my plan. Hopefully it works. I'm going to go ahead and cover this thing up, and I'll come back tomorrow morning to check it out. Okay, I'm just going to check on this Larry inspired mousetrap that we built the other day. I was up here yesterday and I made some improvements to it because the mice were actually getting into the trap. They were getting the bait and they were getting back out. So I made some improvements I think probably work. Whoa. I did not expect that at all. Hopefully you can see that. I've got snakes in my Larry inspired mousetrap. That's unreal. I never expected that at all. Okay. I gotta get them out of there. Okay, before I get these guys out of here, and hopefully you can see them, I'm just gonna show you the improvements I made, and I think it would work really, really well for mice now, as well as snakes. The improvements I made were simple. What it was before was that this top was at grade, if you'll remember, so I've just lifted up 6 inches, and then instead of having this come over the edge, I installed it into the actual bark canister. That way when the mouse goes in there and hits this roller to try and get the bait, it falls off, it can't get back up out of there, and that's probably what happened with those snakes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take it apart a little bit just to get these snakes out of here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wear my gloves because I've actually been bit by these little guys, and a lot of people don't realize these little garter snakes, they have a mild venom to them. And actually this guy might just come out himself, so they have a mild venom to them. Yeah, he's coming, and there he goes. That's one. Okay, so there's my Larry inspired mousetrap. Very, very simple. I used just a roller. A simple roller made of snare wire and just a small twig, and then I've got just a tube made of bark for the mice to run down into the trap, and then I just had this canister that was buried about 2 feet in the ground. Catches mice. I know there's mice in there because my bait was taken, but it also catches these little beautiful snakes. I had 2 snakes in there this morning. Just a pretty little garter snake, super sleek. It's highly illegal to harvest garter snakes in Alberta, so I'm going to let this guy go. I just want to get him out of the den. But a beautiful little animal. Anyways, the irony about this trap is it was Larry inspired to try and keep mice at bay in your shelter. I didn't catch any mice in it, but I did catch a snake, well, 2 snakes, and mice don't go where snakes are. So as far as I'm concerned, it worked, and it's really encouraging for future potential as far as developing it and improving it. And I know now that I can dig a hole in the ground, put a canister to it, and it'll draw things like snakes that are denning for the winter time because it's fall here now, so they're starting to look for dens. So I'm really encouraged by that. Super happy with the result of that trap. Never seen it before, and I'll be using it again in the future.